What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. We did it again.
We kind of tried to do this. It's
we
kind of
survived. We survived another week. It has been a week for sure. What's going on, everybody? My name is Josh Quillen.
Andrew Van Dyke, how we doing today, guys?
And this is episode 7.
Wow.
We're almost to double digits. Like, we're only a couple weeks away. Will that be on Halloween? Wait a minute. What is today? Today's the 10th. How many weeks you got till Halloween?
Man, we didn't plan this.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. October 31st will be the 10th episode. Look at that. Double digits on the 31st. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and you're not subscribed, what the heck?
Yeah, come on now.
Please subscribe. You guys hit the little subscribe button. If you are listening to this in the audio version or a pre-recorded thing embedded somewhere, it's youtube.com/epichomehunts. Go over there, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you. We know that a lot of people don't subscribe to our channel. It's like 11% of our viewers are actually subscribed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm starting to take it like very personally.
I know. I think about it at night before I go to bed every night. It haunts me.
Yeah.
3 tears come out every time.
Three tears. One. I get one, and then one, and then one.
Yeah, it's exactly.
2 eyes get one.
This is weirdly specific.
Hey, well,
additionally,
gotta do it.
if you guys want to see extra content behind the scenes, have cool posts and updates from haunters all across the country that nobody else is getting, we have a membership program. It's here on YouTube. You just hit the little join button next to our subscribe button on our channel page, youtube.com/epichomehunts. We have 2 options, a haunt fan and a haunter option. It's $5 a month or $10 a month. You get a whole bunch of stuff, including something special tonight, which you will definitely want to be a member to see it or be watching this live. So those in the live stream, you get some cool stuff tonight because you're here. You're here on the live stream. So real quick, first comment of the night is Joseph Portella, pumpkin on table near purple tiki mug.
See, I even tried to cover it with the glass a little bit.
And like the laptop, like it's all like
I
right
did.
here.
I was playing with it a little bit here to try and figure it out.
Yeah. No, that was fast. All right, Joseph and Margaret, you never sent us an email. So both you guys shoot us an email, contact@epichomehunts.com.
This right here.
We'll send you, that thing right there. We'll shoot you guys out something. I think I'm going to have a bunch of stickers made. So we'll start sending out stickers.
We got to start doing that.
Shoot us an email. All right. Without further ado, we're going to jump over to this week's very special guests. If you are fans of our channel, you will know who they are because it is our #1 viewed video on the channel.
Hands down.
Period. It went off. I don't know. What is it at right now? Let's see.
Last time I looked at it,
just over 200,000 views.
Just over 200,000 on our
channel. It did very, very well. All the way from California, we're here with Coble Hunter, the creators of Monsters of Mayhem Dark Ride. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you guys?
Hey.
We're fantastic. For those who don't know, that is the car that's behind them, but we'll get into more details about that guy in a little bit because we have all kinds of sweet pictures and behind-the-scenes stuff.
I have to ask the first question. Is it going in reverse this year?
I know, it looks backwards.
It looks backwards in comparison.
Is it
is a good idea.
Is it going the same direction or is the video flipped?
I'm actually going to run it the opposite way this year.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay. That's pretty cool.
It's the backwards track design, right? So.
Oh, yeah. Or it's like Colossus backwards at Six Flags, and they used to do that. Like,
why not?
So for those of you in the chat, make sure you guys send over some questions, anything you guys want to know. They have designed a full-on dark ride, and it is incredible.
Yep.
Chamber of Souls, I see you're here. Feel free to chime in with anything you guys have. Chamber of Souls, for those who don't know, is making an insane Haunted Mansion recreation in their backyard. It's bonkers.
The craziest part about that is that we've been lucky enough to get some photos, right? Like,
and we did a full behind the scenes video tour. They shot an entire behind the scenes video we posted for members. Hit the join button, youtube.com/epichomehunts, that all of our members got to see, and it was so cool.
Ridiculous, but
it was really great.
So
all right, let's get started. So for those who don't know Coble Hunter, how did you guys get into haunting? Like, where did you start? Because you guys didn't start with a dark ride. Like, that wasn't like your first thing.
No, of course not.
So how did you guys start and become haunters?
Well, this happened to start with, like, when I was a little kid. There was this one house that always went all out. You know what I mean? And so I thought, man, someday if I could do that kind of stuff, I'd love to do it. And it kind of grew from there, right? So
you were doing walkthroughs and that sort of thing.
It was more of a display at first, you know? And then we decided, let's start scaring people, you know? Let's see what we can do with this. And then next thing you know, we're like, we got a new house, and we're like, okay, we've got all this room. Why don't we just go ahead and build a maze, you know? So, that's how it got started.
Casually just decide to build a maze at your house.
Well, I mean, it grew and grew, just like anything. Whenever you're a hunter, right? You start off with the little thing and just a little display.
Start the art display. You move to the walkthrough haunts.
Then it gets bigger, and next thing you know, you got a 5-minute walkthrough. You know, and that's
we started our first yard display here at this location was in 2011. Our first maze was in 2012, and then we switched to dark ride in 2019. Yeah. And then last year went back to the yard display because of COVID.
COVID, of course. Yeah.
So
last year, you guys just did the yard display.
Yeah.
That's
It was interactive, but yeah. So we want to have something for the people that went around.
It was interactive. What does that mean?
Oh, when you step into just certain areas and wave or do certain things, it would like activate a tombstone or things of that sort. I had a proton display, a proton pack out front, from the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And so if you went to a certain place, all of a sudden you start hearing the radio chatter, stuff like that, and then the thing would light up, and then turn on the proton pack, and
that's amazing.
There's
That's
fun stuff for the kids.
Yeah. I love how you guys, and I mean, all hunters who do what you guys do, just nonchalantly talk about this stuff.
Right.
And
Isn't it kind of funny?
Oh, yeah, I just set up a proton pack, and when you went over to it, you hear the radio chatter, and oh, yeah, this was interactive, and this thing. And I'm sitting here like, but how do I paint the pumpkin?
Yeah. Can I paint? Teach me to paint said pumpkin first. We are level 0.1.
Yeah.
No. I know, I get that too. Like, I'm talking to people who are like, you're acting like this is just something everybody does every day. I'm like, well, we've been doing it for years, so it's kind of like everyday stuff for us. It's always Halloween every day.
No, and your story fits perfect with every hunter, because I constantly say that like tombstones are the entry drug into haunting. It's just you start doing a yard display, you buy a couple of tombstones, before you know it, you're building a dark ride in your backyard. Right? I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Exactly. Well, actually, what sparked the dark ride was I was at the thrift shop one day and I found this cheesy chandelier. It was all plastic with little skulls on it. And I'm like, this would be great. A little cheesy dark ride from like a carnival back in the day, right? And that was the end of it from there.
So it was literally a chandelier that started the dark ride. That's it? Like
a cheesy little plastic chandelier, yeah.
So you didn't have thoughts of doing a dark ride previously to that? Or
I've always wanted to do something because, I mean, Haunted Mansion is like my favorite ride of all time. That's why I'm really envious of Chamber of Souls, but that's actually what I want to do. But I'm like, how do you make a doom buggy? And I remember there's like this egg-shaped chair you can get out there, but it's like a lot of money. And I'm like, well, if I can get one of those, maybe I can make that into a little like ride buggy. But I'm like, how am I going to drive it around?
Interesting. Okay.
Well, it's funny because you figured out the ride portion of it, and we talked about it when we did the original filming of your guys. You figured out the ride situation for you, which is completely different than Chamber of Souls.
Oh yeah,
in regards to like how you do it. So it goes to prove that you did it one way, they're doing it in another way.
I've seen other guys online that there's another guy has a trackless ride. So I mean, it's just amazing.
A trackless ride?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it follows a reflective tape. So it's proximity sensors that keep it lined up. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love how like home hunters are doing the things that like in the early 2000s was groundbreaking for like Disney to do. And now there's just people in their garages like casually building trackless ride systems.
With reflective tape.
Come
on, like that is
crazy.
Ridiculous.
That's incredible.
He's one of the guys I saw that inspired me to do more stuff of mine, so.
That's awesome. Well, and that's the whole community. I mean, that's what everyone does. Is everyone just inspires everybody else, and it all gets better. So so speaking of the cars, so how did you make your cars? Like, what are they built out of? How do they work?
Oh, they're basically I just took the drivetrain. I have a mobility scooter, a little go-go scooter, and then I changed the electronics on it, so it now basically has an on-off switch and a speed control, and then has of course the same battery. So I just got a little bit bigger ones, the 20 amp versus the 12 amp.
We're looking at the picture you sent me of the two new cars from this year, which I love the paint designs on them this year. If I remember correctly, all of the electronics and everything is under the seat, right?
Yes. That is correct.
There we go. Okay, so yeah, it's literally just a mobility scooter.
It's just the drivetrain right here. Then you got the speed control right there. And then that's the on-off switch right there, the radio control, radio one.
That's incredible. And all of that, for those who don't know, that runs into, you have a full-on panel that you've designed, and I know you're doing a new one this year. You sent me a picture of it, but you have a full-on like ride control panel. We're looking at it right now. That's got 3 cameras, and for those who don't know, these little lights on the right side of the panel, that's the map of the haunt, if I remember correctly, right? And
for tracking.
And it actually there's sensors in the haunt that when the vehicle hits that sensor, those lights turn on, so you know at every moment where the vehicle is on as it's running through your ride.
Yeah, what I did is I had little switches that would get triggered as you go around the track. It would hit these little switches, and that would, what it was is a little Arduino board with a simple program that a friend of mine wrote that says basically every time this switch gets hit, it turns off that light, turns on the one that just got switched. So you have live tracking.
That's amazing. That's absolutely incredible. I mean, the fact that somebody's doing this in their garage is bonkers. Oh, okay. So, and then this is the inside of the pictures you sent me, the panel. What am I looking at here of this panel? I see you have zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's the zone lights.
I have a newer one that I'm working on that's going to be it's going to be fully automated, and it has a little PLC computer controlling it. It's the same type of thing they use on like roller coasters and that in the amusement industry.
What does that mean, fully automated? So like it'll stop the cars or start the cars?
It'll automatically park itself, yes. And then when you advance the car, it'll advance and then stop, just like it is in Disneyland.
That's our goal for next year.
That's our newest ride we're working on. I'll have on-track power. So I'll have 2 rail on the side of the track. It'll have the power. That's going to be our next project we're trying to get to.
I'm like flabbergasted. You just said on-track power.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our goal for next year.
So yeah, that was supposed to be this year, but we kind of got backtracked from the whole everything going on with the pandemic and everything. So we decided to use the same ride system we had last time and go ahead and modify the cars and modify the track. So
that's incredible. I can't.
I still like. How do you respond to fully on track power and
fully powered? That's amazing. And so you're doing that next year.
Hopefully, if we can get it all together,
Hopefully, okay.
Our schedules allow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, just so it's only a year.
Yeah,
it's only
a year in haunted
time. That's not a long time when you're trying to develop something. There's a lot of testing involved in it. So.
Yeah, a year in haunter time is
ridiculous.
Is nothing. Like that's so quick. I actually see there's guys working right now. You just had somebody walk behind you.
That's part of our Scare Tours team. We got Chris over here, and you want to be on here?
There you go.
Look at
These are our lifesavers.
Hey guys.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't finish on time.
Hey.
Yes, they are the rest of the heart of Scare Tours.
That's absolutely.
Because we're working on everything today. Actually, we had to stop to talk with you folks.
I appreciate it greatly.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we're at the point where we're getting ready to test our ride vehicle. So we're almost there.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
Additionally, I didn't say this, but the thing that we're going to do for live streaming members only. Is we're going to take a full lights on tour of the haunt at the end of the podcast. So if you were watching this post edit, not live or not a member, you got to be a member to see it. So unfortunately, all right, let's keep going though. So what are you guys doing this year? So the year that we went out and filmed, it was sort of just like an old, like dark ride feel, right? Like old monsters and things. What are you guys doing this year?
This one's more closer to a semi-theme park, I guess, as far as quality and everything and sets. And it's going to be a haunted house. And basically your host is going to be Uncle Creepy from the Creepy magazine. Nice. He's going to be your host. It's kind of like this is his manor that he lives at, and he's giving tours of his manor that's been haunted for years with crazy things going on. So
we're putting a lot more detail into it this year.
She's the decorator and painter, so all the great looking stuff is her.
Painting every day for months now, and I still have a little bit more to do, but we're getting there. So
day by day.
That's amazing. So is it gonna start with like a walkthrough kind of a thing? It looks. I mean, the manor photo kind of looked like that's where you enter into the manor, and then you have to walk through a little bit to get to where you guys are now, and then that's
you're actually going to walk into the foyer of the house, and then you walk to another side room, and then you get to the loading area, which is a different room. So make it feel like it's a bigger manor. It's kind of the whole idea.
Super cool.
Look at that. This is ridiculously cool.
Yeah. So what year? Sorry, we're running through pictures real quick. What year did you guys do? There's like Freddy Krueger coming out of the window. Is this like a Bates Motel?
That's 2018.
2018. Yeah, that's our last walkthrough hunt we had.
We put our heart blood in that one.
Yeah, that was our best hunt. That was like our opus of the walkthroughs. A lot of people got sad after we stopped doing them. So
we had over 1,000. We had well over 1,000 that night, Halloween night alone for that one.
Yeah,
to go see.
And we didn't do almost any advertising at all. So it's word of mouth, pretty much. Yeah, we've gotten known over the last 10 years here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are definitely popular. People really like seeing what you guys are doing in the dark ride stuff. It's pretty incredible. Okay, so you're doing a manor thing this year. So is there anything specifically cool and different that maybe you guys have tried or wanted to try that you got done this year?
Well, yeah. Well, part of it's going to be the onboard audio that's going to be synced up and everything.
Onboard
that's
audio?
One of those little geeky things, right? Yeah. Like in the Haunted Mansion, you know how the ghost host is talking to you? Uncle Creepy's going to be talking to you in the ride vehicle as you go around.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Okay, Chamber of Souls is going to be super jealous about that. We were talking about onboard audio, and they didn't know if they were going to be able to get it done this year. So we got some like battles here going. We got some dark ride battles happening.
Yeah, I got nothing on him, man. Have you seen his foyer?
Oh yeah, no, that was our members. We had a member video.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
He did a tour of the foyer for us.
I love it, man.
It looks incredible.
To him, man. I think it's great.
Yeah, his stuff.
I wish I was in Indiana so I can write it.
Yeah, right. I'm really hoping we can get out this year and go see it. Okay, so you have onboard audio. That's incredible, and it's synced. So how are you doing that? How does that function?
I'm going to use the radio frequency ID pucks, the little chips.
Okay.
So I'm going to put those along the track, and then as the Rico rolls over, it's going to trigger it and play that audio clip for that section.
So each car has like all the files saved on it.
Yes.
And it's
it has a little unit, yeah.
Little SD card. Yeah. That's genius. And so you're using like just little Raspberry Pis or something?
No, it's even smaller than that. So it's just a tiny little audio board.
Oh.
So, and it just has a little trigger. It's a triggered audio board is what it is.
So if somebody was interested in doing this kind of stuff and trying to learn any number of the things that you guys know,
just dropping bombs this entire time,
where would they go? Like how do you know like which board to use and what controller to use and the transmitters? Like how have you learned all that?
Some of it I found online. The guy, what's the name of it? Sedgwick Hotel. Sedgwick Hotel. Right? He's on YouTube, yeah, and he was building an interactive shoot 'em up, like Buzz Lightyear type of interactive ride.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it was computer controlled and everything. So he had an onboard computer and everything, and he was going to have where you can actually shoot and get a score and everything with your little proton pack and stuff. He had gone through a bunch of reiterations of how he was building the drive system for it, and then he came up with the ones that worked the best, and then he was showing it on his videos, and that's where I got the idea for the speed control. And then the RF switch is one that I ended up finding looking around, just doing research for the on-off switch. So,
are there any like specific forums or things that you would suggest people check out if they're interested or needing to find this type of information?
Well, if you want to know about like how I built it and everything else, on my YouTube channel, Brett C, or if you look up how to build a homemade dark ride, I have a 5-part series on how I made it, how I built the original ride.
Oh, there we go.
So
perfect.
And then I'm also going to be posting more current videos on how I did the onboard audio and all that good stuff. So
nice. Okay, so we'll make sure that is linked in the description below for anybody who's curious and wants to check that out.
Absolutely.
That'll be down there.
Matter of fact, because of that series and then Epic Home Haunts, I've been talking to people all over the world and inspiring people and actually helping them with their rides.
That's amazing.
It's pretty good.
Surpassing us.
Yeah, some of them are passing us up with bounds and leaps, but
but are they going to have track powered ride vehicles and onboard audio, and then
right?
2023 you'll have little shoot 'em up
there's
games.
Other people that actually in the industry that can do all this stuff now. They just have to know how to start, right? So
yeah, no, that's very true actually. That's interesting.
Yeah, we don't do any of that stuff. We're just kind of like, I'm a tinkerer, so I've always taken things apart and figure out how they work my whole life. So that's kind of what it come down to.
Okay, so this type of stuff genuinely interests you. Like you would do this anyway, right? Like if there was no
hobby,
you'd be doing something very similar, I would imagine.
Plus, I love Disneyland. I've been a Disney fan since I was born. So I've always wanted to do that. If I can get this fully animated ride together, it's going to be my dream come true. It's something I've always wanted to do my whole life. That's how I ride just like a Disneyland. So that's what I'm kind of striving for. We're actually going to be open 4 days this year. So, well, we used to do just Halloween. So, I mean,
we would love to offer more. It's just with our conflicting schedules and work schedules. Like, we're stressing about getting this off and running by our opening day right now.
Yeah.
And
we're behind right now because, we're working overtime and all that stuff.
It's so hot here in the summer.
Yeah.
To work on things during summer.
Well, he's been out here. He's been out in California, so he knows what we're talking about.
Well, we live. I mean, you guys are in
Riverside.
You guys are in Riverside, right? Yeah. So
we're in the IE. So
I mean, another Inland Empire haunt. We were talking about last week with Corona Haunt, how the Inland Empire is just blowing up with haunts. They're just everywhere now.
Then down the street we've got Reckless Island as well. So
oh god, they're so good.
I did that one.
Lotus Facade, man.
Yeah. What's this character's name? Who did the outside? He works the outside crowd. For those who are interested, on our YouTube channel, we have a full video of the asylum, or Reichland. I always say it wrong. Asylum, and it's so good. It's incredible, and it's huge. Their walkthrough is gigantous.
And they're expanding it this year too, so it's even better. So I was just talking to them the other day.
I feel like every home hunter this year is just like, oh, we couldn't do anything last year, so twice as big this year.
Right?
Everybody's just blowing it up.
I'm not scared from it everywhere. Everybody's going crazy. They're going bananas over it. So
we're
excited about this year.
It's going to be a freaking great year for Halloween and haunts.
It is going to be one of those years, and I think that unfortunately, a lot of people will say, well, you had time to do it. But a lot of the times people don't understand they didn't have much time.
No, same amount of time as before. It's just,
But also in California, though, you think about like how much time they didn't have because what rules could they have to follow?
Right.
And, that kind of thing. Yeah. So if you don't know what rules to play by, you're guessing and you're trying to figure it out.
Speaking of rules to play by, are you guys doing anything this year as far as like safety precautions, like masks, no masks, that kind of stuff? Do you guys have any specific rules for people?
Well, we're gonna try to push for social distancing. I'm gonna be marking our queue line to kind of try to keep people somewhat separated. We'll encourage people if they want to wear masks. We're going to have a sanitizing station where there's going to be some hand sanitizers. We're going to wipe down. We changed the cars this year with a
I got a vinyl seat now, so we can wipe them down easier.
So that we can help try to keep it as clean and safe as possible.
Yeah. I'm actually going to have a queue line as well with the steel rails, like the steel fencing.
Oh, that's cool.
Craigslist is the best, man.
Oh, Craigslist, really? That's amazing. Yeah, where do you guys find a lot of your props and the things that you use? Is it just Craigslist or is it garage sales? Like, where do you guys
go? Thrift shops, estate sales.
Some of the furniture on the side of the road, people are just throwing out, and all right, that'll work. Turn around, go pick it up.
Yeah, majority of the stuff we got this year is actually from picking them up on the side of the street. People are like, a lot of people are buying new furniture and putting the old stuff out. I'm like, I could use that. That would look great.
That's incredible. Yeah, it's like
nice
treasure
recycling.
Right?
It is when you can drive up and down the vast majority of Southern California, and there's a lot of streets.
Cool stuff. Throw it in the truck and move on.
Unfortunately, I'm in like Orange County or near the beach where they have really cool stuff. It's like sometimes you get a good one. You get a nice find.
We live at the thrift stores.
Yeah, I'm always at one thrift store all the time. That's where I found, like I said, that light, that chandelier that started the whole thing.
Was that a thrift? Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's crazy to think that a chandelier is what started it all.
Yeah, it's all started by a chandelier. There you go. There's your story.
We're changing it from a tombstone.
Yeah, they started a whole theme park over a mouse, so come on.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
That's true.
Does the chandelier still exist? Is it still there?
Actually, it's used this year as one of the throwbacks, kind of like they do at Disney.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The last, if they replaced an attraction, they put something from the old one in there. So
that's amazing. So a couple questions out of chat. Chamber of Souls actually was saying that they think that they remembered you having something on the back of the car that stops the car from behind it from hitting it. Is there a sensor or something, or did you have something like that, or do you have something in place?
No, actually, I have an emergency stop that's on there. So if let's say the control panel is not communicating, we can have somebody just kick it real quick or tap it real quick, and it'll cut the power off of the whole red vehicle.
Oh, interesting. And is there anything that'll actually prevent, if everything's running fine, is there anything that stops the two cars from bumping into each other?
They'll still bump. I have a bumper on there, but they don't go that. They're not going to be going very fast, so it's not going to be enough to do anything. So
yeah, this year we're gonna try to slow the cars down because we want everyone. We're going to be putting a lot of little Easter eggs, things for people to
from different movies or other things that that people know. Yeah.
See if they're paying attention.
That's awesome. Yeah, so, I think that was one of the number one comments on the video we shot that's on YouTube. Is everyone was like, "It's too fast. Like, please make it slower."
Well, part of it is because I wanted to have that Mr. Toad's feel. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, how you go so fast. Like, I want that feel going on. So that was the whole idea behind it.
Yeah, this year we're trying. That's what we got to work on with the cars.
Yeah.
So we can make them slower. Because we want everyone to see the detail that we're putting into it this year.
Plus, we want the creep factor going on.
And the creep factor.
Oh, absolutely. Wasn't there an issue in 2019 with how you couldn't make it go slow enough? The cars would stop moving, or there wasn't enough power.
Oh yeah, it was going around the track.
Yeah. Where I had to modify the track and the cars a little bit because there was a couple S curves that would get bound up on if you were like a bigger guy like me. But I solved the problem. So.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
I modified the track and then I modified the cars as well. So
nice. Okay.
That's what we're gonna look into right now as well when we start testing our cars.
Oh, okay. You gotta do some weight tests.
Yeah.
Got it. So
that's why you put dark right. It's all about testing to make sure it works. So.
Test and adjust. Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's bad enough to think about a walkthrough, to test and adjust a walkthrough, right? Like your scare zones and things like that. But then you add the ride vehicle and you add the things into there. That has to be multiple tests and ups, downs, and sideways.
Yeah, we also did a lot of training. Everybody that was going to run the ride actually was at the control panel for a long, running a lot of ride. Like we were the guinea pigs, but
we invited them over.
Yeah, we had everybody come over and ran the thing, so that way they had to feel for it. And it's kind of, you get a feel of it because you know when to time it out. You know what I mean? So that's what we did to make sure it was safe.
God, it's like you guys are running a full-on actual theme park over here. It's crazy.
Also, last year when we weren't even open to the public, we were out here riding it on our own and playing around on it without the lights on, lights off. We're having fun with it last year. So
that's awesome. So one other question from chat was, what advice do you guys have for lighting techniques?
Ooh, that's one that's kind of learned with experience. I mean, anybody that's done haunted houses or I've also done some amateur filmmaking, so I've kind of got a little bit of idea of how to do lighting. I've also watched videos online. There's a lot of videos out there. You can see that people tell you how to do different types of lighting for different situations. So that would be my best advice.
We've tried experimenting with different filter colors, overlights, dimming switches to either make it brighter or dim it down more, flickering lights. We just play around with the lights until we get it. It took us a while, but we get it right in the end. But
there's a flicker circuit you can purchase. It's called the Flicker 2, I believe. And you can hook up two different lines to it. And you can actually, like on a chandelier, you can actually have the lights, oscillate between each other and give you a whole flicker effect. Yeah. And those work great. I mean, they give you a whole candle look. There's like 6 or 8 of them. I can't remember off the top of my head, but different modes. One that looks like fire. One looks like there's all different modes you can do.
The other thing I would suggest, just from my filmmaking stuff, is I would suggest if you're new to lighting or getting into lighting, is to learn Kelvin. Basically, learn Kelvin ratings. Figure out what this color is going to be at 2,000 Kelvin versus 9,000 Kelvin or 6,000 Kelvin.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I learned when I was in film class. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good tool. Okay, this is daylight. Put the 600K.
Exactly. And then color theory. So figure out what colors work with what, like violet is the opposite of yellow, red and green, what is cyan and magenta versus red,
Plus, you want to know, it also depends what mood you want to set,
Exactly.
The color and how your background is, what the color is, if they're going to accent or if they're going to, take away from your background.
And then the only other thing I would personally suggest, just from film stuff, is always remember foreground, midground, background, which is a film thing. But I think it works in haunts as well. Is like here as an example, this is kind of a bad example, but like right now we have a bunch of white lights on us in in our foreground, and then our midground we have we specifically put this like candle warmer thing here specifically because it was like a midground light, and then we did our backgrounds with this color, all 3 different color temperatures, so they all pop in specific ways to try to break up the way everything looks and make this very small. I mean, this is only like 3 feet long, but make this spot feel way bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That 3-dimensional.
Yeah, exactly. So another question from chat is actually a couple questions. Is how long from planning to full build does it take to get a working car?
I actually started on my first ride vehicle the year before. It was in 2018. I started building my first ride vehicle. So I knew there's going to be a lot involved in testing and figuring out how everything's going to work. So, but once I got the design, locked in, which took about probably 5 months, because I don't have a lot of like free time. I'll have like a couple hours here, a couple hours there. And so within 5 months, I had a nice working car, and that's the same thing I'm using now, the same system.
Nice. Oh, so you've used the same cars over and over and over again. You've just like repainted them.
This is the second time. I cut the front off and I redesigned and then repainted them and all that. So
the back part is all the same that we've used at Midsummer Scream, that we used last year. I mean, in 2019.
Yeah.
We changed the paint and the front.
That's amazing. I mean, that goes to show, like, don't build something new every year. Build something that you can modify and change up and continue to use. Like, think for the future as you're building, for sure.
What's nice about it is that the platform itself that the drive system is on, you can take the whole body off and put another one on there. That's what's great about what I have here.
Oh, you did like a skateboard platform. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so the only difference is whatever's on the back wall, which you can probably keep that as well. But yeah, if you want to make a new design altogether, I mean, you could use that same platform, which is nice. That's what I like about it.
That's what a lot of electric car manufacturers are doing now. They're just building skateboard platforms, and you drop a new body on it, new car. So another question was, are you guys using live scare actors this year?
We would like to, but it depends if we can get enough help. Right now, we're kind of short on help. So,
well, if there's anybody in the Riverside area and you want to help out.
I know, right?
Well, I know a lot of hunters that are like scarce for getting actors. So it's a tough year for some reason.
If we can get enough people, because we also have to get help with some crowd control issues and with some of the safety COVID measures. We got to have a little bit more help in the crowd control. So trying to get people into the scare acting part is going to be more difficult. So if there's,
Plus we have limited positions in our actual ride this year. We have a few of them we could use, but we'll have to see how it goes.
We'd like to.
We'd love to. I don't think it would be great,
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
that would scare the crap out of somebody, not expecting there to be a real live person somewhere on the ride.
Right?
Yeah. The other thing is, I didn't design this one. I didn't design this one to have scare actors like pass through all the different areas. Yeah, I should have, but as a backup.
But we do have some places.
Yeah, we do have some spots.
We can put some people if we can get enough people to help.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, well, there you go. People, if you're in Riverside, California, or anywhere near Riverside, California, and you want to be in a haunt, contact Brett and Melissa Coble. There you go. Done. Coble Hunter.
We'll have 10,000 people. Would be good.
Brett C on YouTube. Done.
Thank you.
So another question was actually from Chamber of Souls. Can you guys explain how you do your wall construction? Like, are they just flats that are just like normal theater flats, just sort of crossed together to hold them up, or what do you guys do?
Yeah, since it's a ride, it's actually like theater flats. Yeah.
Okay, so. And then you guys built like a frame with a tent that goes over it, right?
I have portable garages that I got from Costco.
Oh, okay.
10 by 10. And what I do is I run 10-foot board across it, and then I use the brackets you'd use to hold like a fence, a round metal fence post onto a wood, and I use that to hang them on there, and then you can attach your walls to that.
Oh, so you're actually you're using the structure from the portable garages. You've attached wood to that, and then you're using that as like a support beam for your wall.
And since there's no people walking through it, I don't have to worry about it getting knocked over either. So, but if I was going to have a walkthrough, what I would do is I would have other beams, cross beams that lock them together on the top, so that way the walls can't move. They like right now they can slide a little bit depending on how they hook together, but you know what I mean. So,
and what type of wood are you guys using? Are you using like 2x4s, 2x3s?
For the wall, or I'm using 2x4s because that's the only thing you get in the 2x10s, 2x4x10s. And then the walls themselves, I'm using 1x3s, and then like a thin plywood.
So like a Luan type thing.
Yeah, Luan. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, so 1x3s and those. So you're doing that's like real theater flats. That's like old school real theater flats. Yeah. So Chamber of Souls asks what thickness ply. It's Luan. It's real thin. It's like, I don't even know, like an eighth of an inch.
Yeah, it's like an eighth of an inch. Yeah, I get them over at Lowe's.
Yeah, you can get them in like sheets for, I don't know how expensive they are now.
$23 each or something like that. They used to be cheaper, but the whole thing that's what killed it this year is that I had to spend all this money getting all this wood, right? When the wood was the highest price. So luckily it's starting to go down. But
all right. Well, I think it is time. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up a little bit. So, well, wrap it up for those who are not watching live or who are members. So those of you, if you're watching an edited version or you're listening to the audio podcast, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the join button and become members, because then you can see all the cool stuff.
Because the next part, you're not going to want to miss, honestly.
No, you don't want to miss it. So if you are watching this live, don't leave. Stay on. Stay on. If you are watching the pre-recorded, thank you guys for watching. My name is Josh Quillen.
Andrew Van Dyke.
And thank you guys to Coble Haunter. We will see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week.